Hi, come follow along with me in my garden. My name's Kim. I live in Massachusetts, Zone 6A. Let's take a tour. So here's my garden. We have this U-shaped garden bed, and then I have two over there. I originally started just this U-shape, and then as the years went on, I added the two over there. I've been gardening for 11 plus years in the same exact bed. Using the same dirt. I just amend it each year, and some years is better than others. We'll see how this year goes, but I thought I'd take you along and kind of go through the process that I go through. Some years I have great vegetable production, other years not so much, but it all depends on the amount of time I have each year. And I've learned to just kind of go with the seasons, literally and figuratively. A lot of times I'm busy with family or work, and then other times, other summers, I have lots of time to put into the garden. And it's always here ready for me to show up with as much time or as little time as I have, really. And I just don't get upset about what grows and doesn't grow. It's more the mental health that I like it for. It's not gonna save me money buying groceries. If anything, it probably costs me a little bit more. But the benefits of the mental health, I think, outweigh any price that goes into making the beds and the dirt. And I kind of just add a little each year. And this year, I added a cattle panel archway, so you'll be able to walk under. I'm hoping growing cucumbers up and around is ideally what I'd like, but we'll see if that happens or not. I just put in Murkamore cucumber seeds over here, and then a couple over there. I put in 3 seeds per hole, and then whatever germinates the best, I'll thin out the rest. But let's do a little mini tour. Again, it's nothing huge, but I love it. And I love just coming out to the garden and sitting even with the birds. There's a robin right there, and he's probably wanting to go to the bird bath, but I'm probably interfering with his bath time being in here. So let's start over here. I do have marigolds throughout. I think that they keep certain bugs away. I like them, and I like the pop of color. Here I have big boy tomato. I have 1, 2, 3 big boy tomatoes. And then I have self-seeding carrots. This is kind of the carrot bed. I thinned them down best I could, but they all just self-seeded from last year. They don't necessarily come out the best, but I tried thinning them a little bit more this year and wondering if they'll do better. Oh, this one looks like the bunny ate the tops off of. That's cute. I don't mind if the bunnies eat the tops off of some of them. I actually sometimes pull them and leave them out for the bunnies to see if they'll eat them, but they don't usually eat them. They did eat my peas though. I had a bunch of snap peas over here, and they pretty much ate the tops off of all of them. So they didn't do too well, but it's all right. I don't care. They got some food. That makes me happy too. Over here I have another carrot that's going to seed. I let some go to seed because I like the flowers, and the bees really like the flowers. They also look like pretty white flowers in the garden, so I don't mind if some go to seed. Over here we have my rhubarb. I've had this probably 7 or 8 years now. It gets bigger each year, I think, and does really well. I have potatoes over here that I put in, russet potatoes. I also have mint that I try to keep confined. It does seem to spread, obviously. It can be very invasive, but I pull it out where it pops up and it seems to just stay over here for the most part. And the rhubarb, I think it's a Victoria rhubarb. It doesn't turn red, but I've been told that's okay. And more russet potatoes. Another carrot that's gone to seed that I'll leave for the flower for the bees. And I have lavender, Munstead lavender over here, which I've never grown lavender. So I've heard the Munstead is good for growing in Massachusetts. So I'll see how that goes and let you know. And over here, another self-seeding carrot. And then I have the Wonder Star pink tomato there. And then a super sweet 100 over here. And then I have my onions that I never picked last year because they were pretty small. So I just left them. So this is their second year and they're flowering. So I thought I'd let them flower and then the seeds dry and then just collect the seeds. And I have a drip irrigation on all the beds. That's the timer, which I just got from Amazon. It actually works really well. So it goes off at 6:30 every morning and for the most part stays pretty well watered. I've hidden the lines so they're like these, just drip out here's one and there's one, every few inches. But I try to keep them covered with my leaf mulch to try to keep the compost as moist as possible. I have here, along here, in the row of bush green beans. They're doing pretty well. I have a dog. She loves coming out and picking the green beans for me, which actually helps because it helps them produce more, the more that are picked. Our bird bath, which the bees love, and I like to help the bees out. Here in this bed, it's kind of a dingy little bed. I need to spend a little time over here. We have garlic that is ready to be picked, which I put in the fall, but I only put in a bunch. I kind of threw them in. I ran out of time in the fall, so I threw them in, and they're all, since they're so close together, they're very small garlic heads, but that's right. I was just happy to get something in. So I'll pick those, and then I have a cayenne pepper, which I've never done a hot pepper. I don't really like spicy things, but I thought it'd be fun to do a salsa if I get some. And then over here are a bunch of blackberries. I've never actually had the berries come. I've had these in for a few years, but this year we have lots and lots of berries all over. I'm hoping we get some and the birds don't eat all of them, but we'll see. And then I have a baby bunny who likes to sit over here in the heat of the day. I think it's nice and cool, so I keep water out for him. And then we'll go back over here. And in this bed, this is the last bed, I have onion sets. I've never done onion sets before. I thought I'd try them. They actually seem to be doing really well. They're not flowering, and the bulbs aren't huge, but probably the biggest bulb I've had because I don't do too well with onions, which is why I tried the sets, hoping that they would grow a little bit better. And so far, I like them. Not bad. Over here, I have a pickling cucumber, and then over here, our Marketmore cucumber. Over here, we have a Magic Mountain, and then over here, I actually don't remember what tomato this is. So this tomato, I put in April as an experiment. Massachusetts, I don't usually put tomatoes in till really beginning of June. If we're lucky, maybe end of May, but really June. So I put this in April to see what would happen. We ended up having 3 nights in a row below freezing, and it ended up dying back. But there was a small side shoot that ended up thriving, and it's turned into this pretty tall tomato now. I thought it was a cherry tomato, but there is a tiny little, oh, where is it? Tiny little tomato right here, and it looks more like a San Marzano. So we'll see. I'll let you know what it turns out to be, but it's doing pretty well. Again, a little bit more mint. This bed, last year I had corn in this bed and with a bunch of mint all around. This year I'm trying to control the mint and not let it take everything over. Oh, I hope you liked my garden. Thanks for coming along. If you liked it, subscribe or like to be my first like. And I'll see you next time. Bye.